content to help fill up a gap. We've had so many very, very good speedruns. How dare they, right? So we're a bit ahead of schedule, but I think now we're basically back on track.
Just read a message. Oh. Alright.
We currently don't have any more donations, but I can definitely tell you more about Take This. Take This exists to let people know it's okay not to be okay. And no one is alone in their struggles with mental health, and there is always hope for improvement. All of the money we get from donations, bits, and subscriptions will all be going to Take This. And we hope that you're enjoying the marathon.
Alright, with this I hope everything is set. Good morning, Megas. Yeah, as you know, as the FF4 Complete Collection, it's great with bonus runs. Alright, which names do we have? Hope Kay can tell me.
Alright. Which one do you want first?
Furion.
Furion with $5 is Mac. M-A-C.
Alright. Believed to have heard that Maria was Sil.
Yes. S-Y-L.
The name for Guy?
Cheese.
Oh. I was never so delicious. Maybe that explains why beavers love him. Alright, and Leon was Squall, right?
Yes, Leon is Squall.
Know that character pretty well. Alright. Get we are set, I guess. Welcome to FF2, everyone. It's sadly not that much FF compared to others. I just blame the fact that it wasn't released in the US for a long time. First thing, as you could see, I just took Squall's equipment. It's not much, but it might make the run a bit more fluid.
No, we died.
Yeah, we all died very early. Yeah, mac and cheese, especially the cheese, is gonna be the main physical attacker for the early game. Because we all know cheese is strong. So yeah, in a speedrun we would only name them one letter, but the difference is basically only for the first minute or so, when we don't have fastest text speed. When we have fastest text speed, then it's instant text. So yeah, story-wise, what happened? We poor children got attacked by evil Imperial soldiers, but somehow we were saved. But sadly our good friend Squall was not saved. So we just have to go on our own.
Rip Squall.
Rip Squall. I don't know if we'll ever see him. Probably. We were able to name. That might take a while. So yeah, the princess tells us, hey, You obviously have to stay here. You're just young childs. Remember this word. And what we are good childs, so we obviously don't listen. But first things first, we are gonna buy a bit of equipment. Since we stole one. 6 shields. What are we doing? And just run off and see if our good friend Squall might actually still be in Finn. Because why not? Yeah, since our stats are low, we just try to kill everything on our way. Yeah. Sometimes we don't one-shot. It happens. But it's fine. For that we have goblins this fight. Goblins are nice because they give comparably good so yeah. As many speedruns, this game also runs on a step count. But it's a really easy one. Like, you can always calculate them. It is 56 periodic. So if you were to do 256 extra steps, then you would be the same as if you did 0. Least is a great case that we just do like 60 steps get here now. Just to skip 3 encounters. Nice miss, guys. Really. But yeah, we need to hit a few attacks. Optimally, we want to get Guy to level 3. Or cheese, I should say. For that, he needs to at level 2, for which we only need 5 battles. Get off 2 turns, 3 times. So that's basically gonna be done on the way. Right now I should probably just do safety saving in case. If someone dies, it's kinda annoying. Because we don't have means to survive right now. So yeah, running to Finn. Don't talk to the soldiers. Yeah, you really should not talk to the soldiers. I've never tested what actually happens if you were able to beat them, but you also don't want to grind in order to beat. And probably nothing happens. So yeah, we'll head to, I believe, even the only building we can go to the pub. Talk to this guy here, because, yeah, he stands there very suspiciously. Let's just go. Collecting a few potions just for the way back, and discover a sick guy called Scott. He is the Prince of Cashun, who everyone already redeems that. But he has not died yet. He'll only die in front of our eyes. Which is kinda a reoccurring meme. Many people die. And somehow we are always the source of it. I don't know. Probably we killed them on our own. And just tell people another tale, cause no one else was there to witness. But yeah, he gives us a string, which basically just progresses the story.
You mean we steal the ring?
Yeah, off of a cold corpse, obviously. I'm going 2 steps, that's calculated actually. That in case that soldiers and so on. It just happens every once in a while. Just have to take the steps anyway. I forgot. So as I said, we still need 3 battles in which Guy takes 2 attacks. For that we can just easily give the other people shields. Because we don't care anymore about how hard they hit. If in doubt, their fists are level 2, with that they can kill all goblins and stuff that is here. And also having 2 shields equipped raises your evasion already, even though the shield level isn't that high, to a pretty high amount, so most things won't keep. Oh, and she's already level 3. This means I need to put the bucklers again in order to just kill the random encounters faster. Because yeah, sadly for running away, your level 3 is not really. And yeah, like stat and ability grows. Oh, so abilities level if you use them. That's also if you use them, like your attack, your HP gets higher if you get hit. But sometimes you also get just more stats by beating enemies. As you were able to see in that last battle, we got all characters got an HP up. That's mandatory. That's it. So we now get Visceral, cause yeah, we've proven that even though we are not allowed to, we actually went off and came back alive. So we are immediately the most trusted people on this planet. Getting menu, getting the canoe, very important item. And now we talk to her again in order to learn Dreadnought, which is really important. And probably the biggest run killer of the run. Magic. You all. Oh, wait a minute. Double shields on everyone. You take off. We just sell some stuff in order to have some money and also in order to just get rid of annoying stuff. Because as you were able to see, for unequipping the shields, we had to find an empty slot in our inventory. And we will have to do that again. And now with the canoe we can go over this lake and explore further parts of the world map. And buy ships and airships, cause we all hate walking. Especially when we could run into encounter. Summit Falls. These steps. So yeah, the step route also works really simple. We cannot actually influence which encounters we get, but we can influence where we get them. For example, with those 3 steps just now, I made an encounter happen inside the village instead of outside on the world map. Which obviously inside of the village we can't get any. So yeah, now in Summit Falls, time to grind what's needed. So just stick to that. Okay, we have to fight 4 battles, basically. This is only relevant for Guy, just because it's faster. We need to take a certain amount of actions to actually level them up as we want to. And yeah, having Guy only in the front row also means that he is the one that gets attacked and hopefully takes damage. Which means that he potentially grows more HP, which is important for one fight that's coming up at some point. Alright, with this we are level 4. Taking some detours in order to collect some guild chests. 8. Fight goblin.
Just a reminder, we are the RPG Valkyries, and you're currently watching Speedrun Ragnarok, and we are currently getting money together for Take This. Take This exists to let people know it's okay not to be okay. No one is alone in their struggles with mental health, and there's always hope for improvement. Their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders, and prevention techniques, and to help reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Many people who suffer from mental illness feel like there's no one they can talk to or who will understand, and they end up suffering in silence, and silence can lead to further symptoms. Take This offers perspective and hope. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the cool prizes we have. Throughout the entire marathon, if you donate up to $15, you'll be in the running for some pretty cool things. There's a PS4 controller clutch, a SNES clutch, and some really lovely pins from Take This. We also have a poodle skirt, a SNES controller poodle skirt. If you donate $25, and if you donate up to $30, you will be in the running for a Sades, I'm not sure how you say that, D-Power gaming headset. And finally, the Marathon Grand Prize, donated by Casual Geek Dave, is a SNES Classic, and if you donate $50 cumulatively over the course of the marathon, you'll be in the running for that too. Also, coming up next is the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest race with Silverfire, the RPG Chick, and El Magus. And if you donate up to $10 or $20, you'll also be in the running for some more cool prizes. If you donate up to $10, you can have some handmade pearlers by the RPG Chick. And if you donate up to $20, you'll be in the running for a Poor Life Choices t-shirt. We hope you're enjoying the marathon, and I'll throw it back to Nikki.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So yeah, we've just finished our grinding. Basically 4 fights, 2 each for 1 level, ending up at level 5. There was a Japanese runner that even goes as far as only grinding to level 4. I just can't see it being worse. I prefer the more solid and safe strat, especially with the other strats I'm doing. So yeah, now just running through, getting more chests. They're actually not too bad. What we want to use them is to buy fire tomes, which cost 150 each. But yeah, we'll get there later. So now we just meet Paul, who for some reason is just here. And since we're not here and talk to him, he just runs away. Right, and now we can meet our, first boss, who actually can be really annoying. Oh, what am I doing? Boss he is pretty darn tanky. Attack. Simply enabling Cheese to not die to physical attack. Hi. And everyone survived even. I really wanted to split. I do not have split right now. And we are finding Mithril, the reason why we were here. Some people believe that Mithril equipment is actually great. Now that we got that, just teleport out. Fortunately, when you also has teleport, so you just don't have to backtrack. Just a bit of backtracking. This is probably casually one of the biggest problems, like finding the triggers, finding the words. Usually you have to find these keywords in order to advance the story. Certain keywords and certain characters. In this case it's even a bit more special, cause giving the smiths in LTN now, the Mithril actually unlocks the story in a whole different town, I should say. I don't think it qualifies for the city. So now we'll be able to buy Mithril weapons and armor. Sadly, we are poor and could not stand in the way. Thanks. Bye. Well, isn't that what Smith is always about? I mean, most of the time they are dwarves, but if you can't find dwarves, just pick some old man. As I said, we don't like walkings. Just gotta take
So
the
Nikki,
yeah.
I'm just curious, what made you want to speedrun Final Fantasy II?
I liked it a lot casually. Might surprise some people, but I think that the GBA version is a great game casually. It was actually further up on the list of mine, and since I was speedrunning games anyway, for a not a long time, but for some time, I was kinda troubled by a trick you will see, but after I was convinced that it's not some dirty glitching, I actually started to pick up the game.
What part of the speedrun do you like the most?
Probably just that it's so fast-paced. Like, you do not have those, I mean, obviously, like, if you run FF9, FF8, FF10, if you enjoy the stories, then you can just also speedrun the game to, to just live the story while speedrunning it. But in this case, you just have non-stop action, and you just smash through the story, and it really doesn't make... Like, it makes only a very, very small part of the run, and the rest is just really fast-paced. Like, just imagine playing this game without a dash function. I probably would already not like it. Oh.
Yeah, if only all games had auto dash.
Yeah. So yeah, we tried to stop the airship here, the dreadnought from flying. Sadly we couldn't, but for some reason we find a chest with a pass. So we can just pretend that we are Imperial soldiers. Because that's how easy it is to infiltrate the enemy.
What was the hardest part of learning the speedrun, you say?
Probably given the informations I had back then, finding out which encounters are runnable and not.
Are there just some random monsters that are unrunnable then?
Element. Yeah, we'll be later on, pretty soon actually, be getting to areas where certain packs of encounters. It's not even enemy related, it's really pack related. You can't run away from them, but you have to kill them. And back when I started, there was no list that was actually sufficiently complete. Like, not at all. So back then, I just had to go through try and error my setup, and yeah. Just then write down which didn't work. Oh yeah, right. And like stuff like step route, obviously, like you would think it is like difficult, but once I found out like how it works, it's just a bit tedious to like route it with the ideas you have. And if I would like switch an idea, it might happen that I have to completely reroute it again. But since I already knew the game and I know like what perfect movement is, actually executing it is not that difficult. Because if you're like 2 steps behind or so, then you just run with 2 steps behind until you have to waste steps anyway, and that way you just get back on track. But yeah, back to the story. Minyu has to take care of the king, and hence leaves our party to make room for just a new party member that's gonna arrive. Okay, so we have a longbow, a long sword to sell, 4 blizzard tomes, and yeah. I only have 8 fire. Oh gosh, this is gonna be great. So yeah, this is what the money was important for. Because we will be getting a lot of money, but only later, and from then on it will take a while until we can actually buy fire tomes again. I probably have to save scam later on. Ish. But you know, thanks to the goddess's spell word we got, we can go to Joseph and he's gonna follow us. Yeah, Joseph is sadly not really strong at all. I mean, this will... It's kind of weird. Like, you see the stats and you see how few HP we have, and it's not gonna be too much of a change of that. But since we are in back row, and since we have passed with our shields and agility, with our shields and shield levels, that just does a job. Yeah, but Joseph has a snowcraft, which allows us to go where we want to go. But we first have to get it, because for some reason it does not fit into his huge house. Alright. We haven't in a while, and now it's time for a minigame.
How much harder is this minigame than the one in Final Fantasy 1?
I'll tell you afterwards. I just want to concentrate. Alright. So we did magic. No, actually not. But I needed to understand that first. So what we need is money from getting first place 2 times. First place with 0 mistakes. So how do we get 0 mistakes? We actually play the memory very normally once. And then it is always randomly generated, but only the first, you only get randomly generated 32 times. The 33rd is the very same as the first one. So all we are doing, cool zombie. What we are doing is we do the first one normally. Write it down, photocopy, whatever. And then we go to the 33rd. And, yeah. Since we know what's where, we easily get 0 mistake.
Oh.
So optimizing it, yeah. I actually want to see if I can, like, make it faster. Like, you can go really, really fast, which I want to try, and, like, switching from the first to 33rd. But in terms of just executing it and pursuing the idea, it's really easy. Unlike 15 puzzles that you went in FF1, where you actually have to be fast and you have to practice to get good in order to even be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Right. Okay, so I guess the one in Final Fantasy 2 is a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can write it down.
Like, I know other people usually just take screenshots with the program. I just don't like using programs, so I write it down. But people have told me that I'm pretty quick in writing that stuff down. Even if I lose time by doing so, it's not a lot. Yeah, and here we also come up with runnable and unrunnable encounters. So some packs here we just have to kill. And it's totally not, like, sometimes really not intuitive. Like, based on the monsters. Like, there are similars that are runnable and, yeah, some just aren't. And that's what we have the fire tombs for. But not just for this area, but also for the next two. There's somewhere we need these 8 that we have bought. Which can be totally enough. It's all RNG. Like 8 can be enough and 13 cannot be enough. That's just how great this game is. But yes, as I was showing off earlier, you can just save and reload, and then you get a different encounter that maybe is better, maybe not. Yeah, saving and reloading is something we'll be doing later on anyway. Well, hopefully the reloading part will not happen that often, but the saving part will happen. And as you were able to see, maybe you realized that I was not only buying and collecting fire tomes, I was also buying and collecting blizzard tomes. Those are important for the next boss, because, yeah, this guy is weak to ice. Which is nice, because otherwise I would have had to grind my the fist fights to level... Let's do this. To level 7, and that takes a lot longer than just buying a few blizzard tomes. And yes, you can see, like, tomes are usually, casually I would say, used to teach the magic to a character on level 1, and then you level it up. But you can also just use it as an item, and then you cast it as a level 6 to 9 spell, I believe, depending on occasion and spell. Nope. Oh yeah, reason why I'm doing it with Syl. Syl has a bit higher intelligence, so the spell is a bit stronger, but I don't think it actually matters. But yeah, that was Elementoids. Routing-wise, a really interesting boss, because you can use the Blizzard Tomes, you can use your fists, and you can in theory also use Teleport Tomes, which are pretty expensive, so sadly. But you'll see that in the next dungeon, actually. Ah. This is an unrunnable encounter and it might kill Joseph. No clue if it does or it doesn't. I'm trying to change the encounter. And get an icicle instead, which also means I save the fire tome. That's great. And we have the next, well, boss. Bargain is like how you want Kefka to be, completely weak and useless. And that's how it is. And with that, we will never see him again, except he has laid a trap for us. And, I mean, I have to say, a pretty impressive trap compared to some traps. That boulder is pretty damn huge. And yeah, it results in another casualty. I guess we can let this one slide. I think this one is not our fault. That boulder, really. You don't just make that boulder. that we move out. Also, step route is really nice because it gets us encounter. Oh, we would have gotten an encounter if we had been just 1 or 2 steps off. And especially that first floor has a pretty high encounter rate for encounters that we don't want to see. Yeah, wasting some steps because the world map in the snow has a low encounter rate, has fewer encounters than the rest. So actually, we are able to skip an encounter because we have pushed it into the snow instead of the forest. Just a really small time save because, I mean, it is a runnable encounter, but it's still slightly faster. Okay, so we glitched all the money earlier, now it's time to buy stuff, was it? Potion. Cottages. Elixirs. That. Right, so I still have my bucklers, which I really should have equipped to Guy again. Haven't. So yeah, some healing stuff and status recovery items. And now for the most important part. Teleport home. Because most unrunnable encounters we can fortunately just teleport away. Also, heal back. And now we move on to the next place. So we got the Goddess spell, which we can use now to get into Cashman Castle. Which is the plan in order to get the Eagle's Torch and the Sunfire. Destroy the Dreadnought. However you make the Dreadnought come down and get into it, it will happen because video logic. Alright, so yeah, we get Gordon. He was always deemed useless. Not much more useless than that, but we can keep the front row, because there's one character has to be in the front row. Alive or not, no one. Teaching Maria teleport in order to, yeah, being able to teleport out of this place later on. And we're at the first example of why we need teleport homes. Fortunately here, enemies don't have a high magical defense yet. So we actually don't need that many attempts. That being said, one teleport cast takes 7 seconds, so you can already imagine RNG is quite a factor in the speedrun. And you can quickly lose a lot of time just by teleport tomes missing. The amount of unrunnables in this area has been bad now. But for the sanity, it really only matters how many fire tomes you have to use. Because as long as you have enough fire tomes, you can just run through, basically. So next area, don't need to like save and reload. Okay. So this is what we have basically been grinding stuff for. Good. How are we doing? You attack. Because this is a red soul, and yeah, the red soul sadly has a property. You can't damage it except if you use weapon. It absorbs basically all spells and it teleport. I really wish that cheese would deal a bit more damage, but fortunately we have enough HP that everyone, let's say both, well, Gordon would anyway, that she survives 2 spells back to back. So Gordon can just heal back and forth. Sadly, it will take a while. Yes, like around 500 HP, I believe. Now it's out of HP. Thanks, it's a red soul. Oh yeah, watch. I might look for the Sunfire, which, ironically, the Sunfire is its own item. It's not like the Eagle's Torch is now awesome and has the Sunfire, like, as a value, no. We're not going that far yet, we just got an item called Sunfire. Nice to now see a small cutscene. It And the princess, who for whatever reason is also here. No, they don't even destroy the Sid's airship, they just take it. It's nice, cause it means it's not broken yet. Alright, and now we come to the introduction, and the very first time in Final Fantasy is that we get to see a chocobo.
Chocobo!
You can swear in casual, whenever I didn't know where to go, I first went to the chocobo forest, saved, and then I went with the chocobo to all the places. Chocobo is just too strong. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, talking about step route, as you can see in the bottom right, there's the steps. So the game actually counts for you. Not everything. There are certain steps, like walking into doors and stuff, that don't count for the encounter step route. But as long as you didn't do mistakes there, yeah. You can just check where your step route value is. And in this part, because catching the chocobo is quite a random amount of steps, it really helps. Yeah, that's what I said about single encounters. As you were able to see just now, we had a guest rare red encounter, which is actually the only guest plus something encounter that is runnable here, which is kind of ironic because just now in Cashew Castle we had rare reds, which we just had to teleport away. So yeah, it's really not sadly, like, only having to use 2 fire tombs in Snow Caven was nice. But yeah, that was the first introduction to chocobos. And you do not want to walk to this place. Alright, now something which I find ironic. No, 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 no! Oh, that's 3 steps. Yeah. I wanted to show off, because I didn't think this would happen. If you talk to Hilda, she's like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. But we have to talk to Sid. Please run away. Nothing. In order for them to actually run. No worries, step round doesn't mean that much yet. In this place it actually... Oh.
She's captured, but she's like, why are you here?
Yeah, she's like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And now we're not supposed to, but... How about appreciating that we are here?
I know, right?
It's like, it's hilarious. Since this floor now has the highest encounter rate of annoying encounters, I will try save scam my way to at least not having to use fire tomes. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Some of these things. I actually didn't mention that earlier we also had a room with beavers. Which it's so sad that it's not mandatory, because you can talk to the leader of the beavers and he will tell you about the secret path. Which we can just walk through, and then you have the sentence, Guy speaks beaver. Because guys actually communicate with him. It's great. So yeah, here you not saw the first example why we just Having a dead character alone in the front row can be really nice. Because yeah, we got ambushed, but the enemies didn't have a target, because physical attacks only hits the front row. And the check if anyone is actually alive in the front row only happens after a turn happened in a fight. So basically we have one turn to just chill in the back row, and as long as no magician tried to ambush us, everything's great. Just saving here in case of magician ambush. Magician Argent? Could be runnable. For science, my list only speaks about Magician Soldier Sergeant. So, as I mentioned earlier about not having a complete list, I think I can add that one to the list, actually. In the next cutscene when I have time for it. Oh, got an ambush.
So just as a heads up to everybody watching, the next run coming up is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. We have an incentive to name Benjamin, and the top 3 names will be taken, a different name for each runner. And currently, we only have one name, which is Matt Damon at $5. So you can put in all sorts of names for our runners to use. And then after that, we'll have Secret of Mana. Secret of Bob. Right now, we have Name Boy with Bobbert at $15.64, Name Girl, which is Bob, at $16.11, and Name Sprite, which is Bobathy, at $24.44. Additionally, you can make the run glitchless, which is only about $110 away. It's at $140 out of $250. And then you can send the sprite and the boy on vacation because, they want to go build a snowman, and it's not a true solo challenge unless the girl is completely alone, right? And out of $150, there is currently $20 towards that.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, I just realized it was a this has never happened before moment in a marathon. Don't we always love these? I personally can never get enough of them. But yeah, so now we've thrown the Sunfire into the engine. Dreadnought explodes, but we for some reason still can go to Sid's airship, cause why not? We were able to see the Death Knight, which before really didn't care about. In the PSX, and so I guess in the NES version too, you can see a face. Like, that actually tells you something. For some reason, he looks kinda familiar. As if we have seen him before. Can't help it. Maybe that's a mystery that will be solved later on. But yeah, back to Altair. Ella should be coming up with this, but the king is dying. And we have to be there, obviously, because no one dies without us watching. It's a very important rule. So yeah, learning some more words. Pause. And now finally buying the rest of the stuff we need. Which include mithril shields, cause our bucklers just are not that good. We had some issues running away. Mithril shield should make up for that. And fire tomes, so that we'll never run out of fire tomes for killing undead. Since we already wasted 3 steps, we only have to do 1 extra step. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to imagine with how many books we are carrying around. Like, we definitely need a ship to transport them.
Drabo, you forgot about the books that she has that are also just, like, completely frozen.
No, those are gone. Actually,
Oh.
we only had 5 of those for the boss.
They must have been heavy.
So yeah, now gotta beat up some pirates to take over their ship. Reoccurring theme, I feel like. FF1, FF5. And yeah, that's all that there is about it. Since we had all 3 in back row beforehand, and we didn't have a check actually, like any encounter or stuff, that's why we were actually able to fight this fight with all 3 in back row for a turn. It just increases safety. And yeah, this was now what? An hour 15, an hour 20 beating the pirates. Like, if I have sub 1 hour on PB attempts, then I'm already happy. So definitely still on a great run. So I have the gold happen, and I even picked up the Thieves' Clothes earlier, which I really should not have forgot about. Not equipped the long shot. So what does that? Those equipments increase Furion's agility, and the chances for ambushes and preemptive actually the sole thing we can do to influence that is increase Furion's agility. Or max, I should say. Like, Syl's and Sheez's agility does not matter at all. It's all about max agility, so you get some equipment to increase it and to get, yeah, just a few less ambushes. And thanks very much for the sub, Maker. Hope you keep enjoying your stay, and yeah, enjoy the marathon. So yeah, this is a last nice place in the sense that every encounter is runnable. Even ambushes we don't care about anymore really, because the first one did a great job at just killing Layla on the spot. So yeah, small boss here now, protecting the item we want. Yeah. We'll handle them like we'll handle most bosses at this point, and just try to teleport them away.
How old were you when you played your first Final Fantasy game?
Oh, actually probably considerably. I was in 7th grade, so around 7, I'd say around 12 when I saw a classmate play FF10. And then the first one I got after that was FF8P. So around 12, 13.
Oh, that's cool. So you played it first on the PC.
Yeah, I didn't have. I wasn't allowed to even have a TV or a console for the TV even to speak of, so I had to look for games that were on PC or Game Boy. FF7 PC sadly never worked, but FF8 PC did, and so I played this game really a lot. And yeah, after that, obviously, the GBA titles, Tactics Advance, and the remakes. 1 and 2, 4, 5, and 6. It's a great start to show off that this area we are coming in now, Dice, is really, really annoying, and every encounter that we're able to skip thanks to Step Route and that small lake that we have there, a great time save. Oh yeah, also don't let what you see confuse you, everyone is in front row. The animation just didn't happen because they are asleep. Same if they were stunned. Oh yeah, talking to the dragon who has a small axe at you. For some reason the story just tells us to do the stuff. I don't even... I think they're just hoping to find a hint to actually fire. Doing some more steps, because less encounters, less step route. Yeah, I wish. Got pendency a cave, but only to be able to talk to the dragon. And now especially hello cave again. Now we have to go all the way. Nice. So this is the encounter that we really don't want to see. Which are yellow souls, cause yeah, just like the red souls earlier. Well, I mean, they have less HP, but that doesn't mean that we are in any kind of shape ready to fight them to death with our fists. Especially not 6 of them. Well, then again, undeads are not bad anymore, because we have all the fire tomes, and they give some nice skill, just because. I mean, there are many enemies. We only need one turn to kill them. I like these guys the second worst. As I said, 7 seconds per teleport tome. If you're unlucky, you can, like, 7 of them. Which, despite the fact that you might run out of teleport tomes, takes almost a minute already just to cast it. And yeah, yellow souls are the reason why you just see me save every encounter now.
Just a reminder of who we are and what you're watching. This is Speedrun Ragnarok, and we are the RPG Valkyries. Currently, you're watching one of our lovely Valkyries, the lovely Nickynoel. And this marathon is all about raising funds for Take This. Take This helps people in the gaming community suffering from mental illness by letting them know that they're not alone in their struggles and that there are treatment options out there to help.
When did you play your first Final Fantasy, Kay?
My first Final Fantasy, I believe I played when I was in high school, so probably around 13 or 14. My first Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy IV, and it was also the first RPG I beat.
Rip
Until
Pokemon.
then, I'd never beaten any. Yeah, other than Pokemon, because until then, I had never beaten any like long JRPGs.
And yeah, yellow souls are not only unrunnable, they are basically also unkillable for us. Like, if they were one-on-one with Guy could just use his fists to kill them, but that's about all we can do, and they cast AoE spells, so... Would also die pretty quickly. And yeah, they absorb fire, and teleport tomes are also something they don't care about. Yeah, but things only change to the better. So yeah, a gold I got recently had one yellow soul encounter. Just saying how different they can be. At 4 right now. That's probably around average. Oh, not average, but you would most often get. So yeah, things you can do to change encounters. Like if you just reload, the chance is pretty high to get the same encounter again. Like you can try opening menus. Most reliable probably is taking extra steps and just gets the encounter somewhere else. But also that sometimes doesn't work. Even changing items in the inventory can do stuff, but sadly it's not like... It's just you change it. You have no clue what you change it to. But yeah, fortunately we have 12 steps that we can actually burn in this dungeon, so that possibly enables us to make it easy to dodge the counters. Okay, set for another 2 steps. time again. Find that dog. The important to notice, darkness also doesn't change anything with our tones. It was only relevant if you want to do physical attack. So it's the status effect we don't care about at all. Where's our Wyvern egg? This is a GBA version. Okay. Now we force an encounter here, because encounters here are a lot nicer anywhere else in this area. Teleport out, get an encounter in the lake. So we don't get any finally out of this area.
What would you say the first game you ever played was?
Taking out stuff like Solitaire on Windows. If we are talking about video game, at least. No clue which board game might be, card game might be first. Was some old DOS game. Remember titles like Dave and Jump? I know that I don't remember most of the names of those games. Or Xenon 2, I believe, which was like a game on an old... like not the small floppy disk, but the big ones.
Oh yeah. Those
Like
things
those?
existed.
Yeah, those things existed.
I remember when I used to reformat my computer, I would put all the stuff I wanted to save on floppy disks. Oh man.
Wasn't it great installing like Windows 3.11 on like 13 floppy disks and having to change them all the time?
The old days.
Great luck. So yeah, Lamia Queen is basically an 8-game enemy turned into a boss. If you're lucky, you only need 1 or 2 tries, but you can also need like 6, 7. The big ones are the 5 1/4. The 3.5 are the small one. Oh yeah, basically we came back, princess is gone, we have to get the princess back. The usual stuff. Few steps. Great. But yeah, trying to rescue the princess, having to fight the next small boss. Basically now 3 bosses relatively shortly back to back. This one has in series lowest magic. If this one continues like that, I will be pretty low on teleport domes, but alright. But yeah, just like in every good RPG. Oh my god, we got captured, we are in prison. None of our things got taken away.
Did they take your weapons away?
No, obviously not. And as you can see, we only have to talk to the gate and suddenly he comes and rescues us. But yeah, Spectres, a new kind of undead enemies, which can be really... Well, they're just dangerous because they can cast magic, including AoE Sleep and AoE Break. And especially AoE Break usually just one-shot kills everyone, so you would hope not to have this one. Did I not pay attention that we had an ambush last time? Why is everyone in front row? Why Chimera? I mean, the real problem with Chimeras is that they have a pretty high damaging AoE spell, and as long as they don't use that one, it's fine. Alright, MTI, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for dropping by, MTI. Have a nice day. What got you into speedrunning, Nikki?
I mean, I just stumbled onto Twitch. Before I came to speedrunning, I played a lot of Smite. So might know third-person MOBA. And so I got into Twitch. And then at some point I looked what other games were there on Twitch. Which, well, led, as I said earlier, I played a lot of FF8. So it led to looking FF8 streams, and there was this guy called Destome, some might know him, who speedran FF8, and I was like, I know this game really, really well. I can do that too. It looks like fun. Yeah, I just started to go for it.
So FF8 was your first speedrun then, huh?
Yeah.
Very nice. Who is your least favorite character out of FF8?
Rinoa. She's just... no. The world would be better without her in so many ways. I don't know, she's just... like, I like Quistis, I like Evilly there. Selphie is great as a side character, but Rinoa is just... completely... no. Yeah, it's kind of sad. FF8 is one of those games I bad that casually. It's just, I really wish I would find a speedrun that's actually appealing, interesting to me. But especially at this point, it just sadly isn't anymore. So yeah, that was Gatos, another small boss. Not much to say, we just teleport him away. And yeah, so we found the Black Mask earlier, which... It's not really, I mean, we only get the masks explained now, but it's never even especially told you when you actually have to go there. I guess in the city, someone tells you that there is an island to get it, but... Yeah... It's one of the few places, or probably the place, which is not like really locked to a specific point. Sorry. Ah, yeah. So this place is pretty straightforward. Except those healing souls. As the others... I mean, we have Layla dead, so we could actually beat them, but we would have to kill them one by one with cheese.
With cheese?
Yeah, with
It
cheese.
just sounds so funny. Kill them with cheese.
And another green soul encounter. Are you serious? These guys are so rare. Like, if you see them once in 10 speedruns, that's often. Not gonna lie. That's so rare, so yeah. Not take extra steps. It's actually important. Because actually, if I do 2 extra steps, I get an unrunnable encounter that I need to use teleport tombs on instead of just goblins that I run away from. Oh my gosh. Could be the worst white masks that ever. So, Maria, Soul will make... go Soul. Thank you.
Still saved the day.
Because yeah, this floor only has stalagmites. Those are unrunnable. In this floor. This encounter also has a chance to appear one floor earlier, but there they are unrunnable. Oh yeah, and here we now get the white mask. The other mask we need to continue on. As I said, here we have the teleporter. And here, 2 steps later, we have the encounter. That's how crucial step route can be. Oh, I forgot back row. And yeah, the problem for me for speedrunning FF8 is just there are too many ways to break it. To break it sufficiently. Oh. Do I have... I mean, usually selling stuff does not really amount to anything, but... Yeah, in a marathon, so every teleporter might count. To not having to save scam all the way. Because this is the last time we are gonna buy teleporter. Oh yeah, now that we have... Oh, got too late, guys. Don't need money, really. Now that we have both masks, we can actually head into the arcade. Which hides the staff, which lets us go to the tower to find the almighty spell. Good old Ultima, which, well... Gotta talk about that almighty at some point. But yeah, at least story-wise it is, so we have to go and... And here first thing we get the last agility equipment for Meg. It's the first 2 floors only have a really small chance. Throw the annoying stuff in your way. Yeah, we needed the white mask to make this double gang actually kind of appear, and now the black mask. Make it disappear. Oh yeah, there is a floor here. Although I should say it's underground, the more annoying the encounters. Which I have, in my last runs, had quite a lot of good luck. I can't wait for this to backfire at some point. And yeah, hello Red Soul. Fancy meeting you. But yeah, fortunately I have 8 steps that I know I can wait. We are highly dead, yeah. Regular encounters don't really. Great job, gents. So yeah, this is when the game is not that fun. You just hit such a roadblock and it's like... some different encounter I just want to get through. Yeah, I mean, it's actually not as bad usually. I think. And resets also don't take that long. At least in GBA. But yeah, it also makes the run incredibly safe. Oh my god, why did I not save? Stop. Cause yeah, I mean, you safety save everywhere, so where can the run actually, like, speedrun wise rip? Sure, now I have to fight Flying Race because I did not save. That sucks. Because yeah, trying to run FF2 single segment, I mean, you can do that, but that does not have much to do with going fast then. Or you will just die all the time, because at some point. Like yellow souls, red souls, all that stuff. Also, could we please just... We got 3 with the first teleport home, and then 1 takes up to 6. Yeah, I sadly have not played enough recently to know that this encounter was 11 steps, which is the shortest distance in the whole game except for 2 floors. Oh. Might have been the last one? No. Oh, great. But yeah, just Rios. I think they have a pretty good magical defense. At least Like, they are teleportable. The problem with the other encounter that there was also Ghost, which in theory just requires 5 fire tombs, and you have to hope that it doesn't regenerate or curse your team members, so... yeah, that was just a big no. Yeah, forcing an encounter in here, because those encounters are usually pretty safe. I also see that one. But yeah, before we can make it into the tower, obviously, we can't get there so easily. Sadly, we don't actually see, like, Zombies, Sea Snake in person. But yeah, Layla disappears. And yeah. Sadly, we won't get to see Leviathan. That's just all we get to see. Insides of a Sea Snake. Which all we hope is that we do not get this. Is it jinxing if you haven't already spoken out what you want to talk about? Why are we in front row? Oh no, guy is in front, right? But yeah, we get rid of Layla and find the Dragoon Ricard. The long lost husband of the child that and the mother that we might have seen castle in Dice, where we talked to the dragon. Oh. And then there's a small boss, round one. Let's say I have actually died to it before. But obviously, bad RNG. Welcome, Raiders, and everyone from Cess stream. Alright. So this is the place where step route matters most. Because this tower has 2 floors, which not have like 12 and 256 encounters. But might even be more than 24. So you have like, instead of usually when 11 steps is like the smallest distance between 2 encounters, here you can have like 1, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 2. Like, it's incredible. You can like have 4 encounters in 11 steps. And to note, these fire tires do not advance the step route. But yeah, there are 2 holes in those where you can get through. We'll use one on the fire floor here where it matters, and one on the ice floor where it matters. Thanks for the good luck, Says. And yeah, as I said, fire, ice, yeah, we'll be fighting gigas of, well, basically all 3 elements, fire, ice, and thunder. Those are usually the normal Final Fantasy elements. Some bigger entity really wants me to run out of teleporter. Because usually those don't need more than 2.
Just to touch up on our incoming incentives, we have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest coming up next, and currently, of 3 names possible, we have only one, with Matt Damon at $5. So if you want to get a name in for the runners of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest to have a certain file name for Benjamin, definitely get your donations in, please. We also have some really cool prizes you can pick up donating during the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest run. At $10, we have some lovely perlers made by the RPG Chick, and at $20, we have a Poor Life's Choices t-shirt made by Scala Kitty. And if you donate a cumulative of $50 throughout the entire marathon, you're eligible for a drawing for a SNES Classic.
Great prizes and such a great game.
Great runners too. I hope you guys like Nikki, because I've been over here like trying to keep myself awake listening to her talk. It's so soothing.
Yeah, I would almost think about making the Mystic Quest race the 4-way, but sadly I'm not good enough. And I heard that there is a hidden force entrant. Gonna stay very strong in the game. That's a spot that I really cannot take. Yeah, I can't wait to see all the floor 2s. Could we stop? Counter. Yeah, the slightly annoying part of this encounter is that we need fire and teleport tomes to beat it. Not sure how many this takes, but you can kill death flowers with fire tome. Like 5 or 6. Since we are short on teleport tomes, but will never be short on fire tome. 4 only, because 2 are from still. Finally made it through. That's the Sunday Gigas. Oh my god. Everything. Oh yeah, right, so it's not teleport. So usually from now on, everything is runnable, almost. Counter apparently freeze. And yeah, the greatest part about this game is that Marlboros are completely irrelevant. Not as annoying as in almost every other Final Fantasy. I finally made it to Ultima, but there's still a seal. But fortunately there's also a menu, however he got here. To break the seal. Sadly, for one reason or another. The encounters the fate of almost everyone that ever parties with us. Maybe when you rest in peace, maybe we'll see him in the afterlife. Oh yeah, they also fought. So this is the Ultima Orb, Tome Orb. We could have also had like 4 other orbs. Which increase your stats. Problem is they only increase the stat of I'm not sure if it's a random character, just a useless character for us. But they increase like a given stat by 10 on a character. Like strength, agility, spirit, and intelligence. Yeah, so the thing with Ultima is potentially the strongest spell in the game. Problem is Ultima's spell strength scales of how strong the other spells are that you have. So if you have like a whole list of level 16 spells on that character, then Ultima is really, really strong. But usually you won't have that, so... Like if you give it someone who doesn't have any other spells, then Ultima is super weak. Pen. Yeah, who doesn't love plot progression? That's what it's all about. Yeah, so the thing was level 16 Toad. I actually have never used it in a fight, but people might remember the memory minigames that I did earlier. If you have a Toad spell on level 16 on a character, then that memory turns into a frog memory, which also gives you then really strong, like, considerable late game equipment as rewards and not just money and cottages and elixirs. Alright, let's sort gold happen. Like, and we're gonna head into evil cyclone. Fortunately, the dragon just hatched. How else would we ever have gotten here? Oh, really? The Devil's Bloom is the most troll encounter because, yeah. You encountered in like 5 areas and 3 it's unrunnable and runnable. Thanks for the good luck. Since I still have not played Chrono Trigger further than Yakra, I cannot say much about the crossover. Apparently.
Interesting. There's the crossover. I see.
So now for your question, which game is older? Okay, that's not a question. One game is for the Famicom and the other for the SNES.
Yeah.
Now we know where Chrono Trigger stole the idea from, because it's definitely a very unique idea of having a flying fortress inside a cyclone.
I imagine that would probably take a lot of money because they would have to get the rights to use the character design from Toriyama or something. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works.
I don't even... should save every encounter. Because I really want to fuse to safety rebuy more teleport tone. I'm really running low on teleport tone. Mages are evil and I don't want to sit through all those animations. Even though this should be... Oh, great. Touches. Okay, I'll take that. Oh. More high potion. So yeah, coming up next is a small gauntlet. Like, real gauntlet. Fighting 3 encounters back to back. Without getting into the menu healing stuff and so on. Include twice 2 to 4 royal guards, as you can see here. And then the encounters that really matters. Well, as long as the former ones didn't kill Ricket, which shouldn't happen, but... As RPG speedrunners, we all know the beauty of RNG. And yeah, so now time for the real boss. I know I am in theory not talking about the Emperor. The Emperor shouldn't be the problem. I mean, if he survives, that's a problem too, because he knows AoE spells. But the one character that does not die to does not die to teleport is the Wood Golem, which if we had encountered it as a random encounter earlier, yeah, we would have reset. Alright, nice.
Nice, where you can just teleport the Emperor away.
Yeah. So yeah, the Bloodshot is in theory stronger, but I don't want to waste time reviving, hoping that he gets turns off when I can calculate that turn the 2 of them should just kill it. So yeah, the Bloodshot has a very nice ability that if you add every hit of the Blood Sword deals 1/16 of the max HP of the enemy, or the character it hits. So basically, if the character has 16 HP, then every hit deals 1 damage. But if, like, the Wood Golem in this case, it has 1600 HP, and this time we had 5 hits, aka 500 damage, roughly. And obviously at, like, final bosses, like the Emperor, like, final bosses, they shouldn't be able to be teleportable. But this Blood Sword sounds like something really strong instead. So yeah, in our best Dragon Quest style, we are celebrating that we have beaten evil, most evil enemy. And pretend that that's the end. Now, oh my god, remember those guys that looked familiar? And we named, like, at the beginning of the run and never saw? Yeah, Squall decides, hey, I'm just gonna become the new emperor. Because why not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was already in the army, so... And good morning, RPG Chick.
Good morning, RPG Chick.
And yeah, also remember the part about people dying, or us killing them maybe? Here's my favorite example. As we can see, Sid, we alone with Sid. And the end result is, he is dead, and we have access to his airship. Because he gave it to us. We might have also just killed him and pretended that he said that, but yeah. Oh, hello. Some Phoenix dance I heard. Miss Roshi. And we finally got our airship, all for ourselves. And I mean, we have gone through basically all of the games. There's not that much to do. But we can fly into this castle. Because why not? If everything went right, I get an encounter just here. Oh, I'm so good. Yeah, I mean, it's not an important encounter, so I just didn't care. I just wanted to see if my steps were actually that good. So yeah, but so even though we flew in from the top, we somehow landed in the bottom. I have to go all the way up again. Good morning, Raven. You remember that Goddess guy that was a boss earlier? He's runnable now. He's like small fry. It's apparently starting to get morning on the East Coast.
Morning.
Yeah, I mean the PSP version is almost the same. The PSX version is also okay. It's the same as FF1. I don't think I will ever run the NES version or Famicom version in that regard. And this is the encounter we do. Generals just they one-shot single target and they have a high magical defense. I also remember wood golems. I think these guys are even stronger and they are runnable.
Ow. So, for all of you wonderful people just waking up, good morning. We are the RPG Valkyries, and you're currently watching Nickynoel running Final Fantasy II on the GBA. We're currently raising money for Take This. Take This provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering. They also reach out to gaming companies to help them promote healthier and more productive work environments and to ensure they have methods in place for helping employees who suffer from mental illness. We also have a donation. Demarine donates $15 and says, put this towards naming the monster in Final Fantasy II, Syl. The best name for the best tiny dragon. Thank you so much, Demarine, for the donation. And with that, we have reached $700. Not even 24 hours has passed, and we have reached $700. That's amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support.
That's incredible. Yeah, we are almost there now. Obviously, the closer we are towards the end, the more annoying the encounters become. I really want to use more teleport though. Oh, still an FF2 action. So yeah, time to meet Dark Knight, Emperor, Squall. Alright, he was Maria's brother. Very well. That's what happens if you don't domesticate your brother properly. But yeah, for better or worse, the Emperor shows up again from the lands of hell. Besides, hey, my castle becomes a new Pandemonia, and you guys get out of here. And yeah, Rickard's sacrificing himself because we do not have enough place on the dragon. I think that's not it. I think he pretends that he has to hold the Emperor off. I don't think we can be totally sure of that. But yeah, at least that means we can abuse him. You can abuse Leon to kill the Emperor that arose now. Because obviously he cannot have another emperor beside him. Like, once you take the promotion to kick someone's ass. I so feared that would happen. Unrunnable. The Finn is kind of special that only the steps in buildings count, which is why I had to go into the inn now to skip this encounter. I flank so deep. Well, I rip step route effect if I ever cared about it. But at this point it really does that much because the dungeon coming up is long. This also says waste 26 steps within. Battery copy is still good, I see. So yeah, now to get to the Pandemonium, we first have to go to the Jade Passage. Which basically does not have unrunnable encounters, except the White Dragon just now and the Green Dragon. The bigger problem are ambushes, because basically everything is an ambush. But fortunately, what we also have seen at some earlier points, walls tend to have holes sometimes, which allow very nice shortcuts. Don't want to fight White Dragon. These guys, for example, Cyclones have a lot. Not even Cheese survives one. Go Cheese. Good job, Cheese.
You did it, Cheese.
He saved the world. I mean, what would the world be without Cheese? We have... Where is it? Poison egg. Really now? I mean, 3 haste tomes should be enough, but we have Marathon, so... Might as well buy a fast one. Nice. So yes, being a cyclone would have not been great, but fortunately they both wanted to physically attack. This was where what I actually wanted to get. So yeah, time for the final dungeon, which also has, as so often, a lot of RNG. Can really turn a run around again. Like, taking the final dungeon and the final boss together, my goal is, I believe, an 8:30. World Record has like a 16-minute split. I mean, that was exceptionally bad, but still, it just shows how rough it can turn out. Yeah, I know. I mean, Leon has too much HP, which is why you just have to. I actually should check what his spirit stat is, because at least in theory, the teleport chance should be spirit stat. But yeah, optimally, of course, we don't try to teleport anything away. The reason I chose this one was now, of course, Lamia Queen. It has a chance to drop a ribbon. It just felt like it. But yeah, fortunately this dungeon also has a lot of holds. So Beast Demons and Mithril Golems are kind of interesting in the sense that just because you see one of them doesn't mean that you know which encounter it is. So if you see a Beast Demon, it can be an encounter just of Beast Demons, or it can be an encounter with Beast Demon and Devil's Bloom. Just that it's 0 Devil Bloom. The one with Devil's Blooms is unrunnable, the other one is runnable. Same with Mithril Golems. If it's just Mithril Golems and the second one is hidden, then it's runnable. If you have hidden Death Riders, then it's unrunnable. So basically, you try to run, and if it works, then great. If not, then you... No, that's too much of a waste of teleportums, sadly. Yeah, the only sad part about the teleport tomes is even if there's only one enemy, it counts as an AoE spell. And obviously, single target spells are a lot stronger than AoE spells. But yeah, it's sufficient enough, I think, that actually learning and leveling teleport won't be worth it. Oh, and there finally is a Mithril Golem with hidden Death Rider.
Alright, everyone. It is about time for me to go to sleep, but I'll be heading off to Scala Kitty. Thanks, everyone, for having me, and good luck on the rest of your run, Nikki.
A lot, and a wonderful night.
Sleep well, Kay. You did an amazing job, and I'm happy to take over for a little bit.
Good morning, Scala. Wait, did you actually sleep?
I had some level of sleep. But I'm happy to be here for this run. I'm one of the people who really enjoys FF2. So I haven't sat down with the runs, but I know that there's a lot of variation. How much variation is there between the different runs that exist?
At the moment, it's more an optimizing stuff. Like no one else has actually bothered to learn Step Route, for example. There has been recently, though, a Japanese runner that has pulled out some new threads. I know that Quas is interested in also routing some other ideas. So I might not be too convinced of those ideas, but it seems like we will have some diverging strategy. But can't just be completely set those are worse, but are just ideas. And then the time I will tell what's better or not. Good morning, everyone. Wow, really everyone is waking up right now. It's great to see.
Well, it's right about that time over on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Now, while I do enjoy FF2, it has been a little while since I've played or been able to sit down with the run. So I know we're still making our way up through Pandemonium. I know there's like a whole bunch of mini bosses in here. How many of those do we end up fighting in the 80% run?
None.
Oh, good. I kind of figured that would be it. I pretty figured we wouldn't care about them.
Yeah, if we were to actually do Soul of Rebirth, then with that party, we'd actually have to fight some. But yeah, in the 80% speedrun, we have the Blood Sword, and that's all we need.
Oh, yeah.
And that's literally how it is.
Oh, I mean, I know exactly how broken the Blood Sword is. When I did play this last, I ended up transferring my Blood Sword over with Ricard over to Dawn of Souls, so that way I could kill the Ultima weapon really easily at a really low level, and just be able to kind of make my way through that portion without too much grinding.
I think it's optimally faster though to actually not take the Blood Sword over. Because I'm actually not sure, but because Soul of Rebirth exclusive weapons you can get in there are just... I at least don't think anything compares to that in here. Like, I remember this, like, in the speedrun I did, the spear you give to Ricard, like, gives attack and agility a max boost. And then you get Gordon's Sword, which just is able to cast Berserk 15 or 16. Twist Headband, Powered Giant Dogs. And so you can just accumulate a ton of damage relatively fast.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, final boss. Basically, Squall has to survive. Throwing some haste tomes. Speed him up a bit. Also gave him, which is new, try it out, but it seems to work. Giving him the Twist Headband and the Power Runic, which increases strength and enhances accuracy to get more hits in. Oh yeah, Starfall is really annoying first attack, because that means that only Squall is alive, and we need 3 attack. Yeah, we actually survive. "13 hits. Don't physically attack, and he physically attacked, and we rip." So yeah, this can happen. With the strength equipment, we actually should at least assure that it's only 3 attacks that we need. Compared to before, where we tended to need 4 at times.
Oh wow, that's. I mean, I like seeing that level of brokenness in any RPG run. But I like that we end up just basically kind of like relying on Leon for this. It feels very fitting in its own way.
Yeah, Leon is just, you know, he promoted himself to the Emperor, and now there's some other guy he kicked in the ass to get that position.
He's defending his throne? Question mark.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
I love
33, 42.
Oh, GG.
Blood. Yeah. It was a solid run, nothing went really, really bad. I had, I think, one place where I had to like reset 3 times. It's just also nothing was really great, and I had to use a lot of teleportomes. Which is just how... Like, World Record is a 222 at 224 at the moment, a late one. And they had just everything except the final split was super awesome. But still, really solid run. Glad I got to show it off this way.
Oh, of course you're happy to have. I mean, absolutely. It's a fantastic run.
Yeah, I remember in DRS where I had like 2 spots where I had to like reset for a minute. Like it ended up at the same time because the early game I got a lot luckier, and then there were just 2 spots, so it's like resetting 7, 8 times to finally get an encounter to go through.
Oh no, I absolutely understand.
It's just when the game actually becomes frustrating, but yeah.
I mean, I know with my run this evening with Final Fantasy Legend 2, we also have a couple of really RNG heavy spots that we get to go through, so that's gonna be fun. But I have faith. But yeah, oh, sorry, my cat is currently trying to sneak up on me. Haha.
That sounds like a very kitty thing to do.
She is. I tell everyone, just imagine a witch's cat, and that is my cat. Just a little mischievous black cat who has remained mischievous even though she's an old lady. So, but I've always liked FF2 for the. I actually really enjoy the story and the characters. I like that. Unlike a lot of other Final Fantasies, which, you know, you have all these sort of mystical prophecies, you know, people who are preordained by the crystals to save the world. FF2 is just about people who are like really upset about oppression and warmongering and violence, and they're like, no, we're not going to take it. And I think that's, and it's a story about like ordinary people who change the world, and I find that kind of nice a contrast to some of the other stories we have in Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think I'm just glad that I did first play it on the GBA version. Because I really enjoyed that one. From what I've heard, the NES, the Famicom version was something.
I've actually never played the Famicom version. I've played all the remakes though, casually. So I've done PS1, GBA, and PSP.
Alright. I guess we are almost back on estimate on schedule, which is great. So yeah, that's it for me, at least actively running.
I know after this we have...
Hope you all enjoyed it. And after this, yeah, we have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Race. I expect only great things from Elmagus, Silverfire, and the RPG.
I think that is going to be an absolutely fantastic race. Let me just check.
There's everything possible, from world record to not meeting estimate, because this game is awesome.
I will tell people though, so we have a little bit of time before the Mystic Quest race starts. We actually still have room for naming donations for Benjamin. So if you would like to get that in, we are going to be taking the top 3 names for Benjamin. Right now, Benjamin, I believe, we'll have to see how many characters we can fit, but right now Benjamin is going to be named after Matt Damon. And we're going to see if maybe some of our lovely people out there, if you would like to name Benjamin anything else, you are absolutely welcome to do so. And I also will let you know that we do have 2 prizes available for the Mystic Quest run. If you donate a minimum of $10, you're in the running for a set of Mystic Quest Perler beads, depicting all the main characters of Mystic Quest, made by our lovely RPG chick. If you donate $20, you're then in the running for a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Poor Life Choices shirt, which I will be making for you. It's a really fun design. So, as Elmagus, he's one of our honorary Valkyries. We have a lot of those this marathon.
Alright. Then I guess we'll go to setup and be back as
And
fast as I'm able to get 3 streams set up.
Alright, and we might have Witch's Hex coming in for hosting, but I'm happy to chill as the setup goes on. So I'll let you go over to are we gonna let the credits play out, or are we gonna go switch over to
credits are actually alright just now done. We have the end.
The end.